The pre-dawn darkness of Portland wrapped around the modest duplex on Hawthorne Street like a shroud. Marcus Webb had been home for 6 months now, but sleep still came in fragments, never more than 2 hours at a stretch. Tonight was no different. At 3:47 a.m., he sat at his kitchen table, a cup of cold coffee before him, staring at the acceptance letter from the community college's engineering program. At precisely 4 a.m., the silence shattered. The crash of splintering wood erupted from his front door. Boots thundered across his hardwood floor. Flashlight beams cut through the darkness like searchlights. Police. Get on the ground. Marcus's training kicked in before conscious thought could. His hands went up, empty and visible, even as his heart hammered against his ribs. 6 officers in tactical gear swarmed his living room, weapons drawn, shouting contradictory commands. Down. Down now. Don't move. Show me your hands. Marcus dropped to his knees slowly, deliberately, keeping his movements smooth. I'm complying, he said, voice steady despite the adrenaline flooding his system. I'm unarmed. I'm a resident here. An officer drove a knee into his back, grinding his face against the cold floor. Zip ties bit into his wrists. The taste of dust and fear filled his mouth. We got a warrant for this address, barked the lead officer, a square-jawed man whose nameplate read Detective Morrison. Drug trafficking operation. You've got about 5 seconds to tell us where the product is. There's nothing here, Marcus said, struggling to keep his breathing even. This is my home. I live here alone. There are no drugs. That's what they all say. Morrison nodded to his team. Tear it apart. What followed was systematic destruction. Drawers yanked out, contents dumped. Couch cushions slashed. Books swept from shelves. Marcus watched from the floor, still restrained, as his carefully rebuilt life was dismantled piece by piece. In his bedroom, Officer Chen stopped short. Hey, boss. You need to see this. Morrison hauled Marcus to his feet and shoved him toward the bedroom. There, hanging on the wall beside his bed, was his framed Navy diver certificate. Next to it, a shadow box containing his medals and insignia from 8 years of service, including 2 tours clearing underwater explosives in the Persian Gulf. Morrison's face went pale. He looked from the display to Marcus, then back again. You're military? Navy. Explosive ordnance disposal. Honorably discharged 18 months ago. Marcus's voice was ice now. And you just broke into the wrong man's home. Chen stepped forward, reading the commendation letters mounted beside the shadow box. Sir, he's got a bronze star here. 2 of them. The other officers had gone silent, lowering their weapons. The energy in the room shifted from aggression to something else, uncertainty, maybe the first stirrings of fear. Morrison's jaw worked. We had intelligence. Confidential informant said. Your informant was wrong, Marcus interrupted. Or lying. What's the address on your warrant? Morrison pulled the paper from his vest. His face went from pale to grey. 3247 Hawthorne. This is 3274 Hawthorne. You didn't even check the address before you kicked in my door. The silence that followed was deafening. Officer Chen was the first to move, pulling out a knife to cut Marcus's zip ties. Sir, we made a mistake. A serious mistake. Marcus rubbed his wrists where the plastic had cut into his skin. Around him, his bedroom was destroyed, mattress cut open, clothes thrown everywhere, the small box containing his grandmother's wedding ring, he'd been planning to sell it to help with tuition, lying open and empty on the floor. A mistake, Marcus repeated flatly. You terrorized me in my own home. Destroyed my property. Assaulted me. Because you couldn't read a house number. Morrison seemed to be having trouble breathing. Mr. Webb, I will file a report. The department will compensate you for damages. Compensate. Marcus's voice rose for the first time, months of controlled emotion finally cracking through. You think money fixes this? Do you have any idea what it's like to serve your country for 8 years, to come home and try to build a normal life, only to have armed men break into your home and treat you like a criminal in the middle of the night? None of them could meet his eyes. I could have been killed, Marcus continued, quieter now but no less intense. If I'd reached for anything, if I'd moved wrong, If my training hadn't taught me to keep calm under fire, you would have shot me. In my own home. And you would have filed a report saying I was reaching for a weapon. Sir, Chen started. Get out, Marcus said. All of you. Get out of my house. They left, but Morrison paused at the door. Mr. Webb, we will make this right. Marcus said nothing. The door, what was left of it, swung in the breeze. By noon, the story had exploded. A neighbor's security camera had captured the whole thing. The footage went viral within hours. Military veteran, home destroyed, wrong address, no apology adequate. Marcus's phone wouldn't stop ringing reporters, lawyers, advocacy groups. He ignored them all. Instead, he sat in his destroyed living room and called his former commanding officer, Captain Sarah Hendricks, now working at the VA. Marcus, she said when she heard his voice. I saw the news. Are you okay? No, he admitted. But I will be. What do you need? I need to make sure this doesn't happen to someone else. Captain Hendricks was quiet for a moment. I know some people. Veterans' rights attorneys. They'd take this case pro bono. It's not about the money, Sarah. I know. It's about accountability. That's exactly why they'll want to help. 3 months later, Marcus stood in a packed city council meeting. The settlement had come through enough to fix his home, pay for school, and fund the Veterans Housing Rights Initiative he'd proposed. But more importantly, the police department had agreed to implement new protocols, address verification requirements, mandatory de-escalation training, and a veteran liaison program. Detective Morrison was there too, demoted to patrol officer, required to complete 200 hours of community service with veteran organizations. He caught Marcus's eye as the meeting ended. Mr. Webb, he said quietly. I know it doesn't change anything, but I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Marcus studied the man who'd put a knee in his back, who'd terrorized him in his own home. He could see the weight Morrison carried now, the understanding of what he'd done. Sorry isn't enough, Marcus said finally. But it's a start. Make sure your officers learn from this. Make sure they see the people they're sworn to protect as people, not targets. Morrison nodded, unable to speak. As Marcus walked out into the autumn sunlight, Captain Hendricks fell into step beside him. You did good in there, she said. I did what needed doing. He paused on the steps. You know what the hardest part was? When they saw my service record, everything changed. Suddenly I was worth respecting. But I was the same person before they saw those medals that I was after. Every person deserves that basic dignity whether they served or not. That's the real lesson here, isn't it? Yeah. Marcus looked back at the building, where Morrison stood watching through the glass. Respect isn't something you earn by proving your worth. It's something everyone deserves by default. Until we understand that, we'll keep making the same mistakes. They walked down the steps together, Marcus carrying the folder that held his new student ID and class schedule. The engineering program started in a week. He'd lost months to depositions and meetings and healing, but he hadn't lost sight of the future he was building. Behind them, Detective Morrison watched until they disappeared around the corner, then turned back inside to begin the long work of learning what Marcus Webb already knew, that everyone who walks through their door at 4 a.m. deserves to be treated with humanity first, and suspicion only when truly warranted. The broken door had become a doorway to change, to accountability, to a better understanding of what it meant to serve and protect.
Hello everyone. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, don't forget to support our channel. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. We regularly upload amazing, informative, and entertaining content just for you. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to bring even better content in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to our growing community.